Welcome friends to Leo English Hub Lecture 11, and today we are going to learn types of sentences according to the presence of subject, object, verb. So in our previous lecture we have studied in depth subject, object, verb. So now according to those definitions of subject, object, verb and three rules therein, we are going to study another subject of active, passive. So here if we know that we have three types of sentences according to subject, the presence of subject, object, verb, and these are active, passive and neutral. So you are going to see on your screen, guys, active sentences. That's it. So we have active, and the definition, if we want to understand what is active, then sentences with a subject. We are talking about sentences where we have subjects in them, one or more subjects. So we can have subject, I have written in, you can see on your screen, I have written in bracket subject, object, verb, right, in brown fonts. So that means we should have subject, object and verb in these kind of sentences, like in active sentences. Object is optional, but subject and verb must be there in active sentences. We have three examples over here on your screen. Karthik is learning English online. That means the doer of an activity is there. The activity is learning, and who is learning? Then Karthik. So doer of an activity is there. In second sentence, there is also a subject. It is he. It is a pronoun, and the activity here is wants to study. And who wants to study? Then he. The pronoun is used for Karthik itself. So Karthik himself. So yes, we have subject in second sentence as well. In third sentence, we celebrated Diwali with all family members, and in that sentence as well we have the subject of we. So that is another pronoun as well. So here keep in mind, friends, one thing, that in active sentences we must have subject and verb. Object is also there, but sometimes if it is not there, then there is not a big problem. So what we need to consider over here, that sentences with a subject are called active sentences. Let's move on to another term of passive. So passive sentences and sentences with no subject, guys. Yes, there should not be a subject in these kind of sentences. So I have written in bracket that there must be only object and verb in such sentences, and we have three examples. I have kept intact those examples which were in active as well. So the first example, Karthik is there, but he is object in this sentence. He is not the doer of an activity. Here the activity is taught, teach. So Karthik is not a teacher, he is a student, and he is object over here because the activity is performed on him. Or according to the definition of object, if you ask question to the verb, that what and whom, so whom to taught? Karthik. That's it. And English is all obviously there, and it is the second object in this sentence, but there is no doer of an activity, there is no subject in passive sentences in that particular example of Karthik. So who teaches Karthik? Nobody teaches according to the sentence. So there must not be a subject in passive sentences. In second and third example also, the activities of advising and celebrating have no doer, and that's why there is no subject in them, and that's why they are considered as passive sentences. Say for example, in second example, he has been advised. So who has advised? We don't know according to the sentence, and that's why it is a passive sentence, because there is no subject, right? In third sentence, you look at the sentence and you can check on your own as well, guys. So we have two terms over here on your screen, active, passive. Guys, note down these things. These are very small little things, but they are really very important to understand, and to understand other topics, and while speaking and while writing we need to apply them accurately, so that we don't make any error. Let's move on to the third term, guys, and it is neutral. It might look novice to you, but it is not novice. According to the neutral sentences, we have no primary verb. See, sometimes we can have secondary verbs in these kind of sentences, and if we don't have a primary verb in a sentence, then there is no possibility of having a doer of an activity. We don't have an activity, we can't have a doer of an activity. So if we look at the sentences of neutral, then we don't have anything subject object verb. These sentences are like, we have given examples like Karthik is a bright student, he was in his village before, Diwali is the biggest festival in India. So in all these there can be hundreds and thousands of such sentences that I am a student, there are so many members in my family, India is a big country. So these kind of sentences, hundreds and thousands of indicating locations also. So these kind of sentences are considered neutral. And why they are neutral? Because there is no verb, and if we have no verb, no primary verb, then we can't have subject or object, because subject and object are depend on the verb itself. So here we have all these three terms, and we are going to learn our course according to these definitions and rules that we have studied until this lecture. So we have active, passive and neutral on your screen, guys. You can have a note of these, make note of these, and try making more and more sentences like this. If you have any problem, just look at the definitions, the definitions that are on your screen or in your notebook, and if you understand and see the definitions clearly, there won't be any error, any problem. So guys, please subscribe our channel. This kind of important information is given all the times in all the new lectures. So if you haven't subscribed our channel until now, please guys, please subscribe and help us, and it will help you as well, because you won't miss, if you have subscribed, you won't miss any important lecture, any important update on our channel of Leo English Hub. And thank you guys, thank you so much for joining us.